Hello, I'm Stephen, and today we're going to discuss City's defeat at Newcastle. But first, how was your weekend? Mine was okay. Um, Started off watching Hertha Berlin on Friday night. They won. They turned the corner, and a friend down is a Hibs fan, and they won as well. But City got beat. I mean, those two winning and City getting beat, it couldn't have happened too often. So yeah. So what were your thoughts before the game started? I think it was always going to be tricky. Like I said on Friday's video, they've got one of the best midfields in the country, and particularly when you couple that with them seemingly being allowed to kick us off the pitch all game, it was going to be extra difficult. But I thought the thing was, do not give them any encouragement. Don't let the fans get up for it. Don't give the ref decisions to make. Let's just take it easy, quiet the crowd, quiet their team, and dominate them. And I think we did a pretty good job of that. Less the first 30 seconds with that Donnarumma pass, but he did do that pass 2 or 3 more times during the game, and it worked. It was clearly a strategy. So I thought the first sort of 15, 20 minutes was okay, really. Very similar to the Villa game, I thought, in terms of we're creating chances, we're looking reasonably comfortable outside of us making our own sort of catastrophic errors. The Donnarumma one, the Harvey Barnes open net, etc. But I thought generally we were okay. I thought the team we picked was good. I didn't see any issues with that, although I said I'd have rather played Savio than Cherky. But, I mean, to pick one. I mean, I thought Cherky was all right, but again, I think he does lose the ball, doesn't he? And he does do things that are a bit unnecessary at times, and he doesn't quite seem so up to speed yet. But, that's not necessarily criticism. That's just an observation. But Savio, well, we'll come on to him later when we discuss, how the game ended. But I thought generally we did okay. Haaland, that 1-on-1, should that have gone in? Should he have done better? He probably should have done better, but the keeper steamed out to him, didn't he? And it was early in the game, so I'm not too concerned about that one. The pullback from O'Reilly where Haaland probably should have scored. Good save from Pope. He stood up well, but I thought that's got to go in, hasn't it? That's got to go in. And then we go on to the Foden chance. Foden, I thought he had a bit of a meh game from him, really. But particularly didn't really build on his performance against Liverpool, did he? But I thought, is that a penalty? If it's in midfield, it's a foul, isn't it? If he's on the wing, if he's a winger and he gets his cross in and the fullback comes in, takes him out like that, it's a foul. But I don't. Well, it is a foul, isn't it? You just don't get them given. So it's not something I'm going to bellyache about, really. I mean, it's just one of those, isn't it? They just don't get given. I mean, on Sky, they said, the VAR said there wasn't enough contact. I mean, what? So it wasn't a foul, wasn't enough of a foul. So we accept it's a foul, it's just not enough of a foul. I mean, they don't do themselves any favours, this VAR, do they? But, I'm not going to bellyache too much about that. But I thought it should have been a penalty, but you don't get them. So let's move on. And then into the second half. Again, we were okay, but for their first goal, the minute O'Reilly did that overhead clearance, and he went to one of their players, and we lost the ball. We were struggling from there. Really, people out of position, and then it's a good finish. Don't get me wrong, but I thought we were a little bit all over the place for that goal, which isn't really good enough, I don't think. But I love the guy O'Reilly, and I've got nothing but positive to say about him. But I thought that was pretty poor from him. But it's not the end of the world, is it? But yeah, I thought we should have done a little bit better there. Then we get level. Diaz's deflection, it goes in. You think you're right, okay, back in it. Here we go. Let's crack on. But again, well, not again, but straight away we let a goal in. I thought Donnarumma, he had a mixed bag, didn't he? And I don't like him getting busy with attackers from corners. It was either that corner or the one just before. You can see the ball's in the air and he's pushing their player. Forget that. Go for the ball like he did against Arsenal. He come for everything, punched everything. So I'm a bit disappointed with his behaviour from corners and free kicks on Saturday. But, save-wise, I mean, he was superb, wasn't he? It was from Harvey Barnes, two, and another one, I think, from somebody else. So I haven't got a problem with his performance in general, but I just thought he should have done a little bit better when dealing with corners. But that's a minor gripe. But then 2-1, I mean, the offside as well. Was it offside? It looked like it, didn't it? It looked like it was offside. And then they put the semi-automated visuals up, and it looks like he isn't. But I don't know. Again, VAR doesn't do itself any favours. My view is if it's that close, it's a goal. So just forget it. If it's that close, it's a goal. I'm not going to bellyache again about whether it's onside or offside. But I think, to give a goal, it just takes ages. It took ages. And it's a goal anyway. So it wound me up, really. Quite part of me was letting it go, that it took that long to get to a decision that was a goal anyway. So it just seemed a bit unnecessary. It looked like a goal to me straight away. Then you look at the pitch, you go, right, is he offside? Looks offside, and then so it was a goal anyway. So it just seemed a bit unnecessary to go through all that. If it's that tight, give the goal and let's move on. But then the subs came on, didn't they? But taking Doku off was a strange one. I thought he was doing all right. I thought he was causing them problems, but he had played a lot during international breaks, and maybe that there was some thinking in there. I was just shocked Mamouche didn't come on until really late. I thought that was a bit odd, but has he been travelling with the international team? Maybe, but I think we need a goal. He's the sort of guy you need sharpish. And then there's Savio. What do we make of his performance? I mean, I've been going backwards and forwards with friends of mine talking about it. Are we being overly harsh because he's a youth player that we're bringing him on and we have unrealistic expectations of such a young player? Maybe, but he's just not very good, is he? I accept, I was slagging Doku off 4 months ago, and so things can change. But what's he good at? I don't know. What's he good at? I mean, that short corner, I mean, come on. You've just come on. Reinders knocks it to you, knock it to him back, and they end up on the break. I mean, it just looks lazy. It doesn't look good enough. And then that volley had went over the bar. I mean, where did he think he was shooting from? He was 10 yards out. Concentrate and keep it low. Not balloon it over the bar and then, make yourself out to be a victim. No, I don't know. But going off social media and fan media, it does look like he's in a bit of a tricky spot, isn't he? The carry on in the summer with Spurs didn't do him any favours, particularly because the move didn't go through. So he's sat here. Fans are thinking your head's not in it. You want to go to Tottenham, fucking Tottenham of all teams. You want to go there. It didn't work out. He signed a new contract. Right, settle down and kick on. And he's not done, has he? He scored against Huddersfield, didn't he? Did all that carry on in his celebration. But how does he improve? What does he do? I don't want to sit here moaning about a youth player. Obviously, he's judged against different standards than O'Reilly and Rico Lewis. One, they came through the academy. Two, they don't performatively wave their arms around everywhere. And they weren't looking for moves away. So, or at least exploring moves away. And now he's sat here with one goal in the league since he's been here. And that team doesn't play in this division anymore. So, he can't score. Yeah, he got a few assists last year, but they seem to have dried up this year. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what my opinion should be of him. Is he a youth player that we've got to persevere with, or is he someone on 70 grand a week, say, who we should be expecting high standards of, or is he somewhere in the middle? I don't know, but I'd I'd start Mamouche instead of him and Cherky for the next game against Leverkusen. I think I'd definitely do that, and I'll come on to Leverkusen in a minute. But yeah, to sum up, I was optimistic about Newcastle. If we win, we're breathing down Arsenal's throats. We're breathing down the neck, sorry. If we draw, it keeps it carrying on. If we get beat, then it's a sort of result that team's finishing third get. Good home form, but you get beat off every decent team you play away from home. Is it overly harsh? Yeah, maybe. I didn't think we'd win the league when the season started anyway, so I'm not upset. I just thought it would have been nice to build on the Liverpool game. But with 7 points behind Arsenal, it's not undoable, is it? But we're lacking something midfield, aren't we? I like Nico and Bernardo, but Newcastle away, Villa, I know they play against Villa, but they're the sort of teams that can run us over, and they did. So we need Rodri fit. A bit worrying that, isn't it? But he's not even near. He's not on the bench. So we're gonna have to see what happens to him. But I'm not too concerned. I did think he will be getting back to his best around Christmas time. So give another month or so and see where we are. And if we need a midfielder in Jan, we need a midfielder in January. But yeah, disappointing. Could have been better. Could have been a bit worse. But I thought we were good for the draw. But disappointing when the subs come on, not to have a shot on goal after not shot on target when you're 2-1 down is disappointing. But they're a good team, aren't they? So it's just one of those days, I'm afraid. But yeah, I think with Mamouche, he's one of the few players who knows where the net is in our team. I don't think we score enough goals. We can score 5 at home to Burnley and whoever else, but scoring 1 goal at Villa, 1 goal at Newcastle, 1 goal at Burnley. Forget Brighton. Sorry, forget Wolves. They will be playing in this division in August. So from teams that are going to win the Premier League next year who are competing at a reasonable level, we're not scoring. Yes, we create chances. Yeah, we create chances. So we're halfway there, but we need someone to take them, and I think Mamouche can take them like he showed last year on the back end of the season. So yeah, I haven't really got much else to say about Newcastle. Really, I thought we did all right, but all right doesn't get you wins at Newcastle, does it? You got to be better than all right, which was disappointing. But if we had their midfield, we'd have probably won. Let's put it that way. I think it's probably accurate. And if we had subs who knew where the net was, we might have won as well. But we struggle for goals, don't we? We used to score 100 goals easy. Now we're looking at 80s. So that needs addressing. But Leverkusen on Tuesday, they got beat at home over the weekend, so they're not in great shapes. I don't know how Echeverry's getting on over there. It doesn't seem like he's doing much. He's eligible to play though because the UEFA rules are different. So let's see if he does play. I saw Leverkusen at the start of the season, sort of post Ten Hag. They played, I think, Frankfurt at home. Did that 10 men and they scored. And they played in Copenhagen in the Champions League. They scored and won both games. Grimaldo free kicks. So I think we've got to watch out for them. But our home record's good. We're doing well in the Champions League. I expect us to beat them. I think they're 6th or 7th in their division or something. So we should have more than enough to beat them. And then it's Leeds on Saturday, isn't it? So they'll soon come around. But yeah, I think we'll brush the Newcastle game away pretty quickly. Beat Leverkusen, beat Leeds, and then things are looking a bit more promising again, aren't they? So yeah, we'll leave it there. So I'll pick a man of the match. It was probably Donnarumma, wasn't it? Despite his faults, I think he was probably our best player, all told. Haaland missed a few chances, wasn't great, did okay. But yeah, there wasn't a lot else to shout about. But what I will say before I go, Diaz and Guardiola. I thought Diaz is doing all right, but Guardiola, he looks like he's suffering a bit. I don't know if it's tiredness, I don't know if he's carrying injury. I don't know what it is, but I'd get this Leverkusen game out of the way and then get Stones in. I think, just to give him a break. He looks like he needs a break to me. He looks a little bit sluggish, but nothing to worry about. I don't think nothing. Just a couple of weeks off won't sort out, hopefully. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Not nothing too in depth, but I don't think it needs to be. I thought the game was pretty self-explanatory. If you watched it, you'll know where I'm coming from. Disappointing, but not the end of the world. I think sums it up. So thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you during the week for a preview of the Leeds game. Thanks a lot. Take care.